Welcome to Diary of an Ex-Ho. I'm Cheri Hardman. I'm your ex-ho, and today's guests are Laura Lyons, Carole Freeman, and Allison Fine. So sit back, enjoy the episode, and remember the old saying, always a bridesmaid when you're a hoe. All right, so hi,
Hi,
welcome back.
thank you. Thanks for having me
Num-
again.
yeah, you have the most views of anyone, so you're number one. And
Excellent.
when we were doing yours back in the day, we didn't do Marry, Shag, Kill. So that's something we do every time now. So you have two options.
Okay.
Um, I made two different Marry, Shag, Kills, and you can pick whether you want to do local headliner edition or Cheri's Crushes edition.
Oh man. Uh, Local headliner for the drama.
Okay. All right. Share my screen.
Do you have choices?
So there, yeah, hang on. Why is
Nice.
it not Cheri? Yeah, there's three of them.
Okay.
All right. You can see that.
Yeah.
So there's going to be three people.
Okay.
You're going to pick one to marry, one to shag, one to kill. And here are your choices.
Hey.
Hermita Pio, Monica Nevi, Gabe Rutledge. Who are you going to marry? Who are you going to shag? Who are you going to kill?
Shag, Gabe.
Okay.
Because he kind of looks like a guy I fucked. So, Monica Nevi, definitely marry. She's marriage material. Um, and I say that because I think she's married, so someone thought she was marriable.
Right.
And then Kermit. Oh wait, that means I gotta kill him. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Sorry, Kermit. I guess I'm killing you.
Okay. All right. Bye, Kermit. All right. So,
Bye.
all right. So now I'm going to bring in Carole and have her do it. So don't tell her what you said. So
I'm
let
not
me,
gonna say.
how do I get them back out of the, I banished them. Now, how do I bring them back? Let me see.
I wish I could tell you. I have no idea.
Participants. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay. We're going to emit Carole.
Hey.
Oh, look at her blowing her hair. She's got a fan right there.
No, no air conditioning here, so
Okay. So you have two choices for Marry,
Am I gonna
Shag,
stay
Kill.
for this?
What?
Am I gonna stay for this? Am I observing now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
ooh,
So you can either do, I made two of them. You can either do the local headliner edition
oh no.
or the Cheri's Crushes edition.
Sure, but they're all locals?
Um, on the local headliner, they are.
Oh, okay, but the Cheri's crushes are just in general.
Right.
Oh, let's do the Cheri's crushes. I'm,
Okay.
I'm playing it safe, but also I'm really curious. I want to see what your crushes are.
Okay. I gotta get out of this. I just realized before I go share it, I gotta be back on the right page. Okay. Now let me come back in here. All this technical bullshit. All right. We're gonna
You're
share the
doing great.
screen. We're gonna go here. We're gonna hit share. Ta-da. Okay. You ready? You're gonna marry one, you're gonna shag one, you're gonna kill one. It's gonna immediately go to the wrong one. So we're
Oh,
just skip right past it. There we
ignore. Okay.
All right, we have Joel McHale, Craig Ferguson, Rory Scovel.
Uh,
Who are you gonna marry? Who are you gonna shag? Who are you gonna kill?
I don't like any of these.
Well, good. Then don't touch my man, okay?
Perfect. Um, gosh. Um, I've heard of Craig Ferguson, but looking at his picture, I'm like, who is that guy? Okay. I'm just gonna have to marry Rory. I'm not actually gonna probably have sex with him, but then I could just keep him around all the time so he's convenient that you can, see him,
Okay.
hang out with him anytime you're gonna see me. So that's a favor for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna shag Craig. He looks like he's gonna be a very selfish lover and probably well endowed, and it will be a familiar, disappointing sexual encounter.
Okay.
And then Joel, he just seems so, and I don't know, just annoying. Like, just his persona. Whenever I've seen him in whatever the stuff that he does, he just seems so annoying. And I just think, we got to get rid of him. Because I think he would just annoy the crap out of me.
All right. Bye, Joel. Okay. Now, okay, this will be okay to go get her. All right, now we're gonna get Allison. I didn't introduce you, Carol. Carol, the number 2 most viewed episode.
Ooh, that's why I brought Laura first. Yeah, even though it was the first episode recorded.
You were number 1 and also number 2. Okay, here comes Allison. Now we're trading places. Okay, so Allison, you have 2 choices. We're going to do a Mary Shag Kill. You can either do the local headliner edition or the Sherry's Crushes edition.
Oh,
Which one? Like,
oh my, this feels like a setup. Oh, I mean, local headliner edition.
okay. Let me go fix it really quick first.
I'm gonna regret this. Just for a reminder, I didn't get to do Mary Shag Kill. You weren't doing that on my episode, so I'm excited. This is my first one.
Okay, we're gonna share the screen.
Some
I
days you
really,
can shag
I
everyone.
really, I tried to make it people that wouldn't get mad, basically. Okay.
Cool people.
All right.
Just for the record, you're not supposed to shag anybody if they're also comics. That's a rule.
Oh, the HR department says so. Marry, shag, kill. Who you gonna marry? Who you gonna shag? Who you gonna kill?
Oh,
Here
no.
are your choices.
I'm regretting this.
Permanent kill.
God.
Monica Nevi, Gabe Rutledge.
Why do I feel like this is also Sherry's Crushes edition? Okay, I'm going to marry. Ugh.
I think this is a really hard one, actually.
I'm definitely shagging Monica, obviously. Monica's, yes. I'm not gonna get into that. I'm marrying Kermit because I know what an amazing husband Kermit is. I actually know his wife, and he's a good dad, he's a good husband. I would marry Kermit. Although I once said that Kermit reminded me looks-wise of my grandfather, so now this just gets really awkward. And then God, I don't want to kill Gabe Rutledge. Oh no.
I know.
Awful. Okay, just for the fact that my hair will never reach the heights that, you know what I'm saying? Just the luster and the length. So we're just out of pure jealousy. I'm killing Gabe Rutledge.
All right.
Oh, God.
And I
Yeah,
think
hard
that Gabe
day.
would come back as a funny ghost too. So
Never gonna make me again.
All right. Bye, Gabe.
Bye, Gabe.
Okay. Good job, you guys.
do we have to wait for the episode? Like, I didn't see Laura's, so I gotta wait to see what
You know,
she
we
did.
gotta wait to see each other's.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Well,
man.
But Laura got to see all of them.
Laura
so.
doesn't have to wait for anything. Yeah. She was there all along. I didn't introduce you, Allison Fine. Allison Fine, you were episode number 3.
I think so.
Laura was 5, and you were 3rd most watched. So, yeah, the show's kind of changed a little bit since then.
Yeah.
And most of the first part of questions you guys answered. So there, I'm just going to give you the stuff that I know has changed. For example, what's the best compliment you've ever gotten on your naked body? So I don't know if we want to answer this in the same order, if you just want to shout it out, how you want to do this.
Is it like so I get naked body, but what about like tattoos and piercings? Does that count?
I think so.
Okay.
I would say about 3-ish years ago, I was hooking up with a fine young 28-year-old, and he told me that my tits looked as good as a 20-year-old's.
That's a good compliment. We'll go Allison.
God, that's hard. I have so many body image issues. That's really hard. But I was actually right along with Laura. I was like, I get compliments on my tattoos all the time. So, and a lot of times, especially in Seattle, a lot of them don't show. So you only see them in certain circumstances. So I get compliments there, but I do have a pretty good ass. So I get compliments about my ass a lot. And I have really cute feet. And for a fat girl, I have actually really pretty thin feet. So I get compliments on my feet. And now I don't know if it's a compliment. It's not a compliment. But now I have a lot of scars. And so it's interesting to see men react to my scars and how they treat them. And often it's in a very sweet way. So I feel like that's nice. I feel like that's their way of reassuring me that the scars are not something I should be ashamed of, which obviously
Right.
are a huge issue. So
yeah, no, that's nice. It's kind of like, it's not really like, but it's kind of like when you get a man that loves your big belly
sure.
and kisses it and makes love to it when, when you're just like, don't touch it, don't look at it,
Right.
Yeah. All right, Laura.
I think I've gotten the most compliments on my boobs. I have gotten compliments on like my weird piercings. I have a lot of piercings that are only visible when I'm fucking people. But also the scar thing I didn't even think about. I also have a lot of scars, and it makes me feel really good when someone is like okay with them. And I guess I've never really put too much thought into it about how much I value that. So thank you for bringing that up, Allison. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very open about this is weird because it's very out of context for this, but because I was stabbed multiple times. You guys all know this, but I was stabbed multiple times. I tell a joke about it where I talk about how I look like I dated Wolverine. And I really do. Like I have a lot of scars in my abdomen. And so when I tell people up front, I don't want anyone to be surprised by them. And so when a man is really like sweet and gentle, or a woman is very sweet and gentle about it and like doesn't act like they don't exist, it does it makes me feel more reassured, I think, now. So
That's very sweet. I've only had a backhanded compliment about my scars.
Oh no.
The C-section scar. Yeah. Dude literally said, wow, it's good to see that you've had a C-section because now I know your vagina's not going to look like a catcher's mitt.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is a horrific thing to say, but that's so funny.
Compliment.
Those are proof that he doesn't know how vaginas really work.
Yeah.
Good job, guy.
Apparently he's seen one other one and he was like, that's what they must look like.
It was probably me. That was probably Now I want to tell a scar story too. I have a gallbladder scar, but I got my gallbladder taken out the year before they started doing it laparoscopically. So I've got the big Frankenstein across my, and I would say dated, but I didn't really date this guy. I used to hook up with this guy who was a firefighter and an EMT. And so the first time that he saw me naked, he saw it and just asked me a bunch of medical questions about it, like it was no big deal. And it felt actually really good because it was like, it wasn't like, ew, what is that? It was like, oh, you have the old gallbladder scar. Like, what year did you get you taking? It was just, it was kind of nice to normalize something that I was embarrassed about, you know.
Wait, where's the gallbladder scar at? Because mine was laparoscopic. Is it up
It-
high?
It's like, can I stand up tall enough? No.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
across
shitty.
here. It's all the
Oh,
way
it's on the
across.
side?
Yeah.
Oh.
This is
Because I
about
was
to be
thinking if I had a
posted video.
C-section scar and I had a gallbladder scar, I could make like a whole tic-tac-toe board situation. Because you
This
guys know
episode-
I just had a hysterectomy, so I just got 4 new scars a month ago.
Oh, how you feeling?
Fine.
No.
I'm a lot better now. I mean, I'm very fatigued, but yeah, when I actually talked to my doctor and I said, so when you like undid my robe after I was asleep, did you have to explain to the rest of the staff? And he's like, yeah, I kind of did. Because I'm sure they were like, what the fuck happened to this lady? And so he had to like, kind of
Wow.
medically explain what happened because I do have all the other stuff. So scars are weird, but it's nice when people can at least, if they don't want to like, they could be creepy. I can understand that. But like, don't act like they're not there. If you have questions, ask questions. Don't be weird about it because it's definitely something that I'm weird about. So don't add to that, you know, especially if you're trying to fuck me.
When you guys did the pod originally, did I ask you the body image question?
That was a long
About
time.
being naked and
A year ago.
Just
I
how
think so.
how's
I
your
think
body
so.
image?
I think so. I remember, but maybe it's only because I've answered in my head watching all the episodes.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
that's possible.
I just want to go back to the fact that like you just showed your entire tit. This is going to be the biggest episode.
yes,
That's
absolutely.
that's what the fans want. They want more.
They really don't. I know it was funny because when I had Nate on, he's like, can't you move like the camera down? Can't you move up a little bit? And I'm just like, you just want to see my boobs.
Right.
Like I really have consciously thought that through, that probably people watching this would like to see my cleavage, but it just doesn't work that way unless I sat on something else. Anyway,
Well,
no.
the one time you posted online that you were going to go to a show and you wanted to not wear a bra, like the comments blew up and you had like the biggest
I
attendance
know.
ever.
Everybody was there and it was just like, yeah, it wasn't that impressive.
Oh, she went to an open mic without a bra on and I took a picture and she lost her shit. I was like, bitch, your titties be up and out everywhere all the time. So I don't want to hear about it. She's like, I don't have a bra. And I was like, Cheri, I couldn't tell either way. Like they're up and out, period. And I don't have none of that. So I'm a hater.
All right. So the question that I've started adding, because I've noticed a difference. First, I was only asking the women the body image question. And then I realized, why am I not asking the men the same thing? Well, for obvious reasons, you know, because we're the ones that get body shamed all the time. But then I started having this new question that somehow came up along the way. That like, have you, so it's really, I believe, a question that only women would have an answer to, but maybe not. Have you ever been made to feel ashamed for having women's body parts in any way? For having a vagina or for having breasts or...
I don't know how to answer the question.
Yes,
It's not every day of our lives for most of us.
Right.
I have a story.
Okay.
Okay, so my mom made me feel horrible because I wanted in middle school, like I was like a tomboy or whatever. I really wanted to play football, and my mom was like, "No, you can't, because what are you gonna do in a locker room?" You know, because I was a girl and they were guys, like because
Oh, right.
I
So that's
had,
what it was all about, your
it
genitalia.
was literally that. Yeah, it was literally the genitalia, which was super hurtful because like my mom was always like, "Oh, you can be anything you want, except you know
Except
yourself."
for the old vagina problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the same thing when my brother was little, he got to run around with his shirt off, and I wanted to. And I remember I was probably 4 or 5, and my mom was like, "You're too old to be doing that. Go put a shirt on." And again, same thing. And it's like, well, Joe gets to do it. Why can't I do it? Yeah.
I mean, that's an age-old issue, right? Like, there's a lot of women who will defiantly, like Natasha Leggero. She just did that at a comedy show not too long ago. She took her shirt off. I was like, fuck what you guys are talking about. Like, they're all the same parts. Nipples are nipples.
Right.
I was just talking to a guy on a video chat, and his boobs were bigger than mine. So, like, what are we talking about here? Like,
Well, you know, I think that this question came up because of a lot of the shaming I've been getting for my fucking cartoon on my poster for the show.
those titties.
You know, like people like, we don't want this in our city, you know, like, and then when I take the picture off, they're fine with it. It's not the show and the sex, it's the boobs. And it's just like, I'm fucking sick of people trying to make me feel bad about my big titties being out. They're going to be out now for sure.
I have a challenge question.
Okay.
You think it's because you're a big woman with big titties? Do you think if
Yes.
it was a supermodel with big titties that they would say anything about it?
Oh, exactly. No, I think that's exactly true. That it's because I'm a big woman with big titties.
Because Matt Rife's initial poster to his world tour was naked Matt Rife with his hands out. And I said, if Nate Jackson ever does that, I'm gonna throw up. Because Nate does that same pose. But Nate, in Matt Rife's initial poster a year and a half ago, I don't know why I have all these things in my memory. His hands are out and he was naked. I mean, not naked, but his shirt was off. Was there a city that said, no, Matt Rife, you can't come here?
He was remaking the was it a Jim Morrison?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm getting really sick of that. So I think the boobies are just going to be out every day of my life for the rest of my life, just because I'm sick of that.
I think that's ageist with you. I think it's fat phobic with you. I think that's where a lot of that stuff comes from. Because I think if it was Carole on that or Laura on that, it would not be received the same way.
I
mean, Carole has 20-year-old titties apparently anyway. So
I do think that the generational thing, right? Because my mom has talked to me about how much she hates this movement for the acceptance of, you know, bodies, and if their midriff is out and they've got a muffin top and how gross that is. And I'm like, it's just a generational thing, you know? Like, I mean, I think I was talking to Cheri about this recently. Like, I remember in high school where it was like, you didn't dare show your arms if they weren't like toned and fit, you know, like, ooh, gross. You're like,
I've just now recently started being okay, going, okay, I got a little bit of a sleeve. I think I can wear this.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was like you were like, I remember being completely ashamed of my arms and always had to have them covered. Because if they weren't toned, like what was in Terminator, what was the actress in that? That was like thought to be like the
that bitch.
Yeah, but if you didn't have arms like that, then you should be ashamed to show them in public.
Right. And like I talked to you just recently, I just spent a weekend with my mother, and I would say 20 out of 24 hours was her talking about her food, what was bad that she ate, how she, you know, is going to have to get weighed in. And it's just like, oh my God, you know how to suck the fun out of a weekend. Like, because I'm over all that.
I'll say two things. Number one, and I think I talked about this maybe on the first episode. You know, as a young person, being a big girl, men wanted to fuck me. They didn't want to date me. So I love the body image movement in that way. I drive past Decatur, you know, high school, and I see all these little chunky girls out there, and they got their little boyfriends and, you know, their little bellies out. From a woman who's been in a big body for a long time, I don't like the health issues that I know that they're going to have, right? I don't like, I wish I was an anomaly as a big girl growing up in the 90s. That's not the case anymore. So I love the body acceptance piece, but I do worry about the health issues because I know what I've experienced in life, right? The second thing is I will say is I did not do this intentionally, but all of these tattoos, all of a sudden it's like people forget that I'm fat. It's so interesting how people will zero in on my tattoos and I feel less judged. And again, I didn't put these tattoos on to cover anything up, but it's interesting the responses since I've been sleeved for a few years now, that it's like I feel like they're less judging my weight than they are looking and interested in my tattoos. But even with that, it's weird because sometimes people will be staring at me and I'll be like, what the fuck are they looking at? And then I'll think it's because I'm fat and then I'll realize it's because of my tattoos. That's a me issue, but so
I just have in my middle age or older than middle age wisdom, I've just come to realize that men don't care as much about our body and our size and the shapes as we think they do. For those that are dating men, in my 20s, the on a recent episode, Cheri was talking to, I can't remember which guy it was, where it was like he was talking about his belly and he was embarrassed by don't touch it, and I was like, oh my God, that was me in my 20s. It was like I wanted that part of me to completely disappear, so don't touch it. It's like the cat hiding behind a door and its tail's out. I was like, you can't see me if I can't see you. So if you don't touch my belly, it doesn't exist. And now, whatever many pounds later, I realized like guys just don't care like I thought that they did, and
Well, it's because when you're young, the noise that you hear is from the incels that aren't getting fucked anyway, that are all sitting around with their friends talking about these fat bitches.
Well, I think too, a lot of women shame women. Like
Oh,
it's
for
still
sure.
really, really bad. It's getting a little bit better. I think like from what I can see, but I mean, like still, like when I think about what I'm wearing, I'm thinking like, how is this bitch gonna perceive me? I'm not as concerned about how guys perceive me. I don't know.
no, Laura, it's so
The hate
true.
from other women hurts so much more than the hate from any man.
Laura,
Mhm.
it's so true. Like my mom's comment about like, oh, she has a muffin top, she needs to hide that. It's like I've never heard my mom go, oh, that guy's belly's too big, he needs to wear a different shirt. Never, never.
Definitely.
I think that to piggyback to what Laura just said, I think that now has become like a another way that we psych ourselves out, right? Because what she said is, what are they gonna think if I wear this, right? About other women. And I think one of the things that bothers me about, women getting all this like augmentation, in their face, in their bodies, whatever, is like, it's just another way that I do have the money. I don't want to spend my money that way. Like, I don't, like, God, like, this is how you guys keep up now, and it's like, it frustrates me. I'm going to say famous people because I don't want to call out anybody, in real life. But if you look at most of the Kardashians, what they look like before and what they look like now, they were beautiful before. And so women that are not famous are now doing that as well. And now it becomes a mind fuck. So now it's, even if they're not directly shaming you, you're like, I can't afford that, or I don't want to do that to my butt, or whatever it is. And so I just wish more people could be okay with being okay with themselves, because it is, whether it's men or women, and regardless of the sexuality connection there, we're just really hard on each other, which then makes it hard on, we become hard on ourselves.
Well, you know what I find though, because like talking about what Carole was talking about, is that if I see a girl in with a muffin top and a midriff showing, I hear my mom's voice first. Well, why is she wearing that? Look at that. And then I'm like, no, I don't want to think that way, but that voice is in my head already. And I'm just now trying to chase it out. So I have to do a double thing. Like I hear that voice and I'm like, fuck you, mom. And then I have to go, she looks really cute. You
Right.
know? Yeah. It's a work in progress, I guess, huh?
Healing journey.
You wanted to go to the wheel of dirty questions, you guys?
Yeah.
Let's
Sure.
go.
Also, I don't know if it's just a good day, if it's the vitamin D that we're getting or whatever, but everyone on this panel looks amazing right now.
Oh,
We do. We're all very hot. Most viewed video.
yeah. 69, 69.
Why can't I get out of this?
That's
There
what
it went. There it went. All right. We're just going to go in the same order. Everybody gets one question.
This is funny. The pop-up is a plastic surgery ad.
because Meta is listening.
Yes. It's like, we know you girls really do want to get plastic surgery.
All right. For Laura.
Which also is funny though, because literally before this, I was like, I wonder if I ever would get like lip filler.
All right, Laura, when was the last time you had sex?
Yesterday.
Yay! Oh wait, not this morning. Oh, sorry. It could be better. I guess.
Yesterday.
Well, you got me beat. Okay. Carole. Would you prefer to be in control or to be dominated?
More on the slight dominated, but not like the BDSM type of dominated. I want a man in the bedroom that's gonna be assertive, not yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if there's a continuum of sub to dom, I want it to be on the dom side, but not all the way to like.
Yeah. She said choked, but not to unconsciousness.
Yeah. I can do that to myself. Yeah.
Right.
Pull my hair gently.
All right, Allison, your turn. What is your favorite sex toy?
I mean, I only really use like a regular vibrator, so it's not
What's
that
a regular vibrator?
I don't know, I don't know what they're called, like a wand or whatever it's called.
You have it? Can you show it to us? Is
I
that
don't.
too much to ask?
It's
Okay.
not near.
So like
pixelated, blurred out.
like a Hitachi Magic Wand type of vibrator?
Like a smaller version of that, I guess.
Battery powered.
Oh, the rose is pretty dope too, though.
Give us the specifics. What color is it? Size, length, girth?
I mean, you guys know what color it is.
Would you like to do a demonstration for us?
Is it like a smooth one that doesn't, that's like a, or is it like
basic?
Or is it like actual like
I
life like?
I don't.
Is it
shy now? She's being all shy now.
No, my kid. I just don't want my kid to watch this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and the rest of us weren't super specific in the questions we answered, and now we're going really hard in on Allison's vibrator. That's unfair of us, you guys. We're supposed to be allies, women standing together.
I don't want my daughter to realize that she's found it. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it's a little more
your neck massager.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I mean, my favorite sex toy is dick. So, beyond that.
I made the mistake last time I went to Vegas to leave my vibrator at home, and that was
we know, Cheri.
4 days of hell. It was 4 days of hell. All right,
wait. At having the sex hysterectomy, although I kept my ovaries, I'm 45, I'm perimenopausal, whatever. I think a lot about menopause. I think about a lot about the changes. And I have to say, like, you talking about sex as openly and freely as you is, I am often like, I hope I'm fucking like Cheri when I'm 60. You're an inspiration is what I'm saying. You're a muse for my.
I think Laura, are you late 20s, early 30s?
Yeah.
Someone she's not going to specify. Well, we've got 4 decades here represented in this show, so I think that's a good. Yeah,
a good point. Actually,
cool.
That's a good point. And I'm happy to be on the bottom half of the because I'm not normally. So that's nice.
All right. What's your hoe song? What song, when you hear it, wakes up your hoe spirit? That's a little poem I just said there.
One of mine is Pony. but also Taste, which I didn't know what that song, like probably 5 years ago, I didn't even know what that song was about. And my son's like, Mom, you know what that song's about? And I was like, oh, I guess that makes more sense.
I don't even know that song.
Oh my gosh. I'm really terrible. Like I can hear it in my head, but if I tried to like hum it, you'd be like, what?
I
don't
can
know.
Google it.
Yeah, who sings Taste? Can I get a taste?
I feel like you used that in a promo recently, didn't you?
It's by Tyga. Lyrics are Taste,
But
Taste. You can get a
I
taste.
am making a hoe playlist.
Yeah.
That'll just be on my channel in case you need one.
But I also, one that I woke up recently for me was our road trip, the Enrique Iglesias. Julia, which one? Oh, Enrique, right?
Enrique,
like tonight,
yeah.
tonight I'm fucking you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We were using that when we went on our little road trip. That was our like 5-minute warning that the show was about to start. Was we play that? That's kind of fun.
Music is my first love by far, so that's really hard for me to pick a song that like I would say one that people probably know, Maxwell's This Woman's Work. Maxwell's version of This Woman's Work. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but you are, Cheri.
Probably. Don't play it. I don't want to get dinged.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Cheri doesn't own the rights to Maxwell's.
Well, that doesn't work.
I know it doesn't.
We didn't hear it. I'll make a playlist.
You can mute it. But oh yeah, do that. There's a couple John Legend songs that definitely. But I have like a whole playlist of just R&B songs that are just good for that.
Oh, you like the slow like rhythm songs? It sounds like, Allison.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
The ones you're gonna play while things are going down.
Oh, for sure.
Mine is Situations by Escape the Fate. It's a emo rock band from the early 2000s.
Okay, we'll look it up.
Yeah.
We will look it up. So has anybody like gotten any feedback from your episode like in real life? Has anybody said they've seen you on or referenced something they heard you say?
Yeah, at a roast in Tacoma recently, someone roasted me, and I can't remember what the roast was, but it was about something they heard on that podcast, and I was like, just thinking to myself, oh, I regret all my life choices. Yeah. When he started with that, I can't for the life of me though remember what the roast was about. Something about me being a hoe.
I mean, you said you wanted to you like fucking comics, so that was like low hanging fruit for that person.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly. Oh, yeah. Another person at that same roast was like, please welcome Laura Lyons, who has fucked 25% of the community, comedy community, which that was pretty silly. That was pretty good. But I don't know if he got that.
There's definitely Nora that said that, right?
I actually appreciate you taking the spotlight off of me for that, because that used to be how they introduced me. So
you're welcome. That's why I did it. I took the bullet and fucked all those comics for you.
All right.
The only thing I remember anybody saying is my mom, I think when you were re-promoting it one time, she was like, I will take your advice and not listen to it. It's like, so I don't know if she has or not, but
yeah. All right, so at this point, how long have we been on here? About 36 minutes, so it's probably about time to wrap it up. Is there anything that you want to share that you feel like you forgot or didn't get to say, or that you noticed that other people have talked about on their episodes that you didn't get to before we wrap this up?
there was a story, I shared it on like a little promo thing that we did, but I don't know if that made it on your main channel or not like that. But there was a story, because what was my episode called, like Bad Boy Magnet or something like that. So there was a story about an interaction that Cheri and I had in Vegas that I shared later, but it was like in the episode, I kept thinking like, oh, I should share this. And for some reason I didn't. And as soon as after the episode is over. So anyways, so it's another example of like how these bad boys, like just, there's something I'm emitting that they know, like she makes bad choices. She will be attracted to me, even if I'm a shitbag. So Cheri and I were in Vegas a few years back, and Rick's Rollin' Barbecue, if you've all been there, he does like a weekly show out there. And I probably had just been talking to Cheri about how, like, I don't know what this is, where it's like they see me and they're like, beep, like beeline towards me. And so I walk by this guy, and he's with a girl, and he just gives me the look, and I'm like, it's going down. And so I tell Cheri, we walk by, and I tell her, I'm like, that guy over there, like, he's gonna come talk to me, and don't let me give him his phone number. I already know he's a hot guy. It's just going to be a bad decision. And next thing I know, he's walking over and talking to both of us, or talking to me. And I'm like, dude, where's the girl you're with? Oh, I sent her home. So he was on a date, and it probably was his girlfriend, but he sent her home because he wanted to come and talk to me. And I'm just like, I just melt. It's like kryptonite to me when a good looking, I don't know, bad boy's the right way to describe them, but it's like, I just kind of like when somebody wants me. Oh, and it reminds me, because there was an episode recently of, I think it's Theo Vaughn's podcast with Dax Shepard. And he was kind of talking about the same phenomenon. And it's like this, psychological thing of like, your value is in being able to track somebody. And so when somebody's attracted to me, it's just like this like irresistible thing where I'm like, I can't say no, I'm getting validation right now, And so Cheri's like watching, like, what are you doing? You literally told me don't let you do this. And I'm like, and I'm like, I'm gonna friend him on Facebook though. That's okay, and so I can stalk him. And it was like, I did not hook up with him. I did end up giving him my phone number, and he would call me, and we would talk. He would talk to me for 30 minutes about himself, never learn anything about me, but he really, really wanted me. But it's like, nothing about me. So that was a story that I wanted to share, that Cheri witnessed, just an example of how that plays out in my life. And then the awareness that I have now, years later, about like why that's so irresistible to me is just somehow.
One thing I gotta say from hanging out with Carole is it happens so fast. It always happens so fast. Like, we're in the door, and there's already been a drama going on. Like, it just.
Hey, Laura and I come indoors and drama goes on. I just don't think it's that kind of drama. Different kind of drama.
Yeah, actually, on that, Allison, I was gonna say, my opinion about fucking comics and dating comics has changed. I don't think that's a good idea no more. Yeah. Yep.
I think
Right.
there wasn't really anything I didn't get to say. It's funny, like, Cheri, both you and Carole talked about, well, all three of you really talked about your parents or your mom specifically, like body shaming you and things like that. My mom never did that stuff. We didn't talk about nothing though. We didn't talk about sex. We didn't talk about any of that. So I was really nervous to do the pod because I didn't know if my mom heard it, what she would think. Like, I do worry about image a lot. I also, I live in a very professional world, other outside of comedy, obviously, and prior to comedy. So I was worried about it, but
All right, this is the.
it was, what was that?
We have a question, and when I went to go look at it, the volume. Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's okay. That just scared me. But I just think that it was really freeing to be on the show before. And I have to say, like, I'm glad that this has been so successful for you, because I think if anybody's paying attention, there's a guest that they can relate to. And it's interesting learning about people I already know about, or like that I know in person. It's also interesting to listen to people that I don't know, some of which I'll probably meet in the future, some of which I do know now in the future, that I didn't know before. So I think this was a brave podcast to start, and then and I am grateful to have been, a guest now, and now one of the top three.
I have really been humbled and like so thankful that so many people have just come on and been so open with me. Like it's really surprised me in a good way. And like I haven't heard anybody like really shit talking anybody about their episodes or talk to me about like I can't believe he said that, or she said that or anything like that. And sometimes what's funny is someone who I thought would be a really good guest kind of was it, and then people that I thought, oh, this is going to be a snoozer, were actually great guests. So a lot of things about this show have surprised me. Okay, we got a question. Someone wants to know, and I'm not going to assume it's for everyone. Where's the best place you've had sex? Let's not say best. Let's say most interesting or unique.
On the beach underneath like a lifeguard stand in Orange County. It was at nighttime at least, but there were people on the beach.
I don't know if I mentioned this on my episode, but like probably the hottest place, which probably wasn't legal. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to, it's like, if I say the name of, Laura's a lawyer. I can ask if I say the name of the place, could I get in trouble, or should I just be vague?
I'm unqualified. I don't know. This is out of my area of practice. I'm sorry.
Like public sexual acts or
how many years has it been?
There's statute of limitations for
like 4 or 5 probably.
Sure, you're fine.
Like, can they? Don't they? I
can't give legal advice. I'm sorry, I can't. To be on the safe side, I wouldn't. Like, was it in Washington State?
It was in Washington State. Yeah.
Okay. To be on the safe side, probably just make up a name, like a name that rhymes with it.
Oh, that's fun. Hypothetically, like the McDonald's Deer venue doesn't rhyme with it.
Did you just say the venue McDonald's?
Well, it's a mix something. No, I mean, not hypothetical, and not a deer, but a different kind of animal, I guess. We're playing like Password or something. It's not. It's in the
I'm not ever going on a game show with Carole.
Anyways, yeah, it was just in a landing. It's a place that had a lot of stairs that people would go through the different levels of this venue. I guess you'd call it a multifunctional venue. And my boyfriend at the time, the landings and the stairway had like just enough room for like a chair or a table or something like that. And so and I had a dress on, and I just think I was feeling extra sexy and didn't have any panties on, which, okay, that's probably normal for me. But and so he sat in the chair. It wasn't nighttime, so it was kind of dark and stuff. And I just, I sat on his lap, and every once in a while we'd have to stop because people were walking by, and it was like really, really, he was really into it. I think he discovered he didn't realize he had a public exhibitionist side to himself, and so we both just had like a really, really fun time.
Whoa.
I don't even know what she did because I'm still trying to figure out where she did it.
I know, I'm picturing kind of like an asshole or something like that. I don't know.
I can tell you all later, but
right.
Yeah.
Put it in the group chat, please.
Because my non-legal advice is to not be specific. So
yeah. Don't get me too far. Just
no, I said non-legal advice to
I'm not giving you legal advice. Let's talk about me having sex. How about that? The most interesting place I've had sex. Probably one time in the bathroom of a concert, but I feel like that's pretty common. And then I lost my virginity though in the outfield, like midday. It was like noon. There were kids playing baseball nearby, and there was just like this little patch of like trees where I had sex with this guy. Yep. That's how it all began, guys.
Okay, I take mine back. Oh God, I hope my mother never sees this episode. So it wasn't sex, but the first time I was 18, first time that my very first love ever went down on me was in my driveway, in between my parents' cars. Like summer, I lived in the desert, so it's hot all summer. So we're just sitting out there. It's probably 10, 11 at night. And like the garage is open. My dad smoked. I don't know what the fuck we were thinking, but like we were in between the cars. We're just sitting there, and then like it just happened. And so my neighbors like, oh, okay. Yeah. That was
Oh, Allison, that reminds me of like probably the most awkward place and time was my first husband. I think it was before we were married. So I was like 18 and he was 20 or something like that. And we were camping with his parents in like the camper that goes on the back of a pickup. So those are small and they move a lot. And my super horny boyfriend decided that we were going to do it in the camper with his parents in there. And I remember
driving.
Yeah, what's that?
Were they driving?
No, no, that we were all sleeping. It was the middle of the night. We were sleeping.
Oh, my grandpa had one of those. Those things
Yeah,
are small.
I was just like that age where it's like, okay, boys do things to you. Like I couldn't, had no whatever to say no. And so the next morning, apparently his mom was like, that was terrible. I can't believe you did that with this in the camper. But he was also the one that he wanted to, he had an old Toyota pickup and it was going to turn over like 100,000 miles. And he had a fantasy that he wanted to be having sex while the odometer turned over 100,000 miles. And so he figured out the way to make it happen was like in Oregon, there's all these like, the original road was like hugging the curves of the mountain. And then they had remade the road like further out. So there were these old roads that you could drive on. And so middle of the day, he's driving his pickup. I'm sitting on his lap and, he's just barely hitting the gas enough that it's technically still driving as it rolls over 100,000 miles. So
what the fuck, Carole? What?
This is men's brain. I didn't think
Carole will help you achieve a goal, is what I'm saying.
Ride or die, literally.
Oh God.
I don't know. I feel like honestly, listening to Cheri and Carole, I feel like Laura and I have a lot of catching up to do still. We've done plenty, but like we're behind at some point. Like, what the fuck is that?
Oh my gosh. I bet you got plenty
the
of
road was curvy, hugging the curve. I'm like, she's gonna. All right.
My high school boyfriend
Oh my
liked
God.
to take me back to his house on our lunch break in high school because nobody was home. His parents both worked at the school district. Oh my God, who's gonna say that? So, and one time we did it in their boat that was on a trailer, like parked in the garage, in the boat, on dry land.
So that guy was worried about having a vaginal birth would be the reason why her pussy was torn apart. He did not know Carole at all.
Oh, that guy actually, interestingly, that guy preferred anal. So I think he was just afraid of vaginas in general. So
I can't wait till Carole's bio. Well, it's gonna be a porn, but it's gonna be great. I can't wait for it.
I'll tell you my weird sex place is in the bathroom of a barber shop with the barber.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that on one of your episodes.
Did you get a free shaven too, or?
No, but this I was 17, he was 27.
Ooh,
I also remember you saying that.
Yeah, and it was like the barbershop was like 2 blocks from our house. So if he didn't have a client, he would call me up just so he could play with my hair, and he would give me these little Shirley Temple pinwheel curls, and it would, but he thought he was Warren Beatty in shampoo, and I know that's a really old reference, but it's timeless and classic because it's
Laura's
about
face is
hairdressers
right
that like to fuck their clients, right? Yeah. And there were people in the barbershop, and he took me in there and we did it in the bathroom. So
it's a
what's
different
up, Roberto?
time where there was like, yeah, that's close enough in age. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let me tell the rest of the story because it's funny too. So we got in a fight. We had an argument about something, and it doesn't matter what. But My girlfriend and I went and we found he left one of his cars outside the shop at night. And we put squirted glue on it and then put birdseed on it. We wrote pimp in ketchup. I was 17, come on. And then the next day he calls me up and he's like, why did you do that to my car? And I'm like, what? Like I'm playing dumb. And he's like, they said it was 2 fat girls on bikes. I was like,
On
caught me.
Not the on bikes. I feel like that was like Stand By Me ladies edition.
Yeah,
That'll be my my album name, 2 fat girls on bikes. All right, so this episode is going to come out like August 21st. So if you have anything around that time you want to promote, now is your time.
August 21st.
I'll be on Bumbershoot for the disabled list.
Me too. That's going to be fun.
Fuck yeah.
Right prior to that, I'm actually going to Pennsylvania to do a backyard comedy show that I did 2 years ago. They asked me to come back, which I'm excited. On the 22nd, tomorrow, Pasco, in the lovely city of Pasco, Washington. You can catch me and my best friend, Brandon White, at the Grizzly Bar place at the Red Lion. It's Pasco, you know where to go. And then I feel like that weekend I have something, but I don't know. I really slowed down my bookings because of this surgery, and I'm just starting to kind of get going. So, and someday in the future, I'll be on Cheri's live Diary of a Hoe show. But I know that will come, so watch out for that too.
Well, knowing that this episode will live on in infamy for years to come, I'll just say that I do a monthly show in Port Angeles, Washington. If you're out in the area, follow me on Instagram. I've got a link in my bio that I've got my current dates there, and also a link that you can sign up to get notifications. Also, put a comment below in this video if you'd like to stay in contact with any of us and get our follow-up things. So I've got a email list and a text notification list of upcoming shows. And for the algo, give us a comment and I'll give you a link there. I'll give you a link there. I'll be in, and also be in August. I'll be in Portland, Oregon, and but I'll have other stuff coming up in the future. So and then in September I'll be in Las Vegas with Cheri. What is it, the 3rd week for the World Series of Comedy?
Wait, I might not be there because I don't know the dates on that, because September 20th and 21st I will be in Oregon doing Diary of an Ex-Hoe live.
Woo.
The 20th and in the Infinity Room again, and Saturday at the Siren Theater.
What date is that?
That's the 20th and the 21st.
Okay, yeah, so the World Series starts on the 23rd. It's the 23rd through the 28th this year.
Oh, okay.
Or
the only thing I have is the 25th I'm hosting for Robin Tran at TCC. So.
Ooh, cool. Yeah.
My Instagram, well, all my socials is Allie Real Funny AF. If you go to my Instagram, most of them have links to my link tree, which has all my upcoming shows in them. But yeah, definitely. And if you're one of my friends and you've never watched any of these episodes, go back and watch. I can give you recommendations for my favorites. But definitely like and subscribe to Cheri's channel because she's our friend and she puts a lot of work into this, and I want to see this podcast get bigger and bigger and bigger because it's a really, like, I love to see her have more famous people participate. And so definitely, if you're listening to this because you came through me, or really any of us, I'm sure, please like and subscribe to the Diary of an Ex-Hoe, because I think it's a really fun podcast. Get real monotonous and this one doesn't. So
all right, so before we go, because of something you just said, if you have a couple favorite episodes that you'd like to recommend that you've watched, who do you think were good guests on this show?
Gotta say, I'm pretty good. Mine is the only one I've seen. Loved it. Huge fan.
I like Corey. Corey Bennett's was really good.
That one's blowing up too.
I haven't even seen Nate's yet, so I can't imagine the shit. Well, I'm actually interested because when I saw that Nate was your super famous friend, I was like, I don't know, because of his stature right now and like where he's at, I wonder how open he's gonna be. So I haven't listened to it yet. So
That's really, I think it's really interesting. He was very open and not funny.
Really?
Super serious about the whole thing. Yeah.
Really? That's exciting. I haven't had a chance to listen to it, but I'm gonna. So that's exciting to hear because I was like, I wonder if he's gonna be reserved, you know?
I liked Simon Kaufman's episode where you revealed that he had been voted top fuckboy and comedian in the Seattle scene. And he
handled that so well.
And then he was very, very open, because somebody could have heard that and been very shut down. I'm looking through all of them to see if there's another one.
I definitely thought it wasn't him. I thought it was Adam Tiller. So, surprise.
He wasn't number one. Number one.
Probably number two.
Number one did not want to be revealed. So we'll just leave that sitting there.
Okay, number one. So Simon wasn't number one?
No.
Oh.
The real hijinks
number
was
one refused to be on the show and did not want that associated with his name.
Oh.
But it was a he.
Well, it was all
fuckboy.
It was all he.
Oh, it was all fuck, like people who identify.
Yeah.
Okay.
The real hijinks was a really good episode too. He was very
he's
engaging and high energy. And
Carole watches almost all of them, if not all of them. Like she's the first one so nice to leave a comment to like help get the ball rolling, and I really think it makes a difference.
I listen to them in my car, so I don't comment. I'll be forgetting that podcasts also have video. Sorry. I listen to everything in my car.
All right. So you bitches don't watch the show. Got it.
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I loved the switch with Andy interviewing you. That was a good episode. Bitch, you're not gonna try me. You're not gonna try me like that. I listen. Stop it.
I'm sorry. I still love you.
Oh no, I love you too, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. She's a lawyer. I'm sure she has other things to do.
Yeah.
All right. Well, she had time to fuck somebody yesterday, so.
Hey, guys.
Could have been listening
He's not
to
a
that
comic.
episode.
Not a comic.
Oh.
He's a musician.
Worse.
The same last name as me. Worse. So it's going well.
Oh my gosh. I know somebody with your last name that's in the music industry in the Tacoma area.
Oh, no, it's not Tacoma. He lives right up the street. It's very convenient, very unhealthy, very good for me right now.
All right. Well, thanks. We've been on this for an hour. Nobody's going to stay around and watch this long. So
that's not true. Most of our episodes are that long. So
I know it was fun. Yeah. You guys were a lot of fun. Thank you. Thank you again for bearing your souls and your everything else that you bared.
Congrats on 69 episodes.
Right.
Cheri, thank you for bearing your whole right titty for us too.
I know. I was upset that you couldn't see my scar, but All right. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.